Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of our Far Harad campaign. This is an important moment because here we are striking out at the farthest west we have gone so far at Akas Anaban. Let's give you a bit of a geographical context for the upcoming battle here. Here's the settlement we are hopefully going to be attacking today. And here is our farthest starting settlement at Abara. So we're taking a bit of a leap over to the northwest. In the past couple of episodes, we picked up Karenbad and most recently Karas Agar from the Harad Rim, from the Empire of Harad, the Red Guys. And we started with, again, the 3 provinces along the bottom of the map. So we are expanding outward, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. But it's going to be a little bit harder, I think, from here on out, because we are very close to a lot of important, big, wealthy, well-developed cities. These ones along the coast here of Umbar that we will be uncovering in this episode. So let's get this battle underway. We're facing Lieutenant Salama, who is just outside the settlement with, with just 3 infantry units. And in the settlement, the garrison, by himself, Razi of Akas Anaban, who is leading a unit of the Serpent Black. Of course, with all battles of this type, where you're attacking an army that's standing outside the city, one big question is whether the entire army is going to actually stick around for the fight. If you outnumber them significantly, like we do in this case, they may just back off and retreat within the city. So if that happens, we're probably going to be down to a more typical siege situation. But you never know, we may get lucky, so it's always worth trying. There's the city over there, and that's where the family member is going to appear. So what I want to do, I think, is get all my cavalry together. Let's get the bodyguards off skirmish. And we'll set them up right here, because I think if we just rush their general, who should appear like right around this corner somewhere, we could probably kill him pretty quickly. Now, I guess one problem is that doesn't leave us with any cavalry to attack these guys. And we don't know exactly where these 3 infantry units are going to deploy. They could be far back there on those slopes. I don't know that they're going to do anything too crazy. They might just be here. So if that's the case, then I think I would risk getting all of my skirmishers right up front and just rushing everybody forward in a very reckless fashion. So let's see. Nope, they're going to be way over there. All right, we're just going to run to them. Now, these guys actually need to get onto the battle map. All right, let's go. Quick, 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 quick. And we're going to hope that we catch them off guard before they decide to retreat. This is the unit that we really have to kill, because if a single family member survives, he is going to get back into the city. So we're already taking some losses from the bows. But let's see. Their general's right there in the red cape. He's in a pretty good position to get beaten. 9, 8. So far, he's still standing. But there he goes. All right, we can pull all these guys back. And let's quick run over here. I just don't know if we're going to be able to catch them, and it's probably a no. Let's speed up the action here. Okay, they're kind of waiting. All right, I don't care. We got to run, everybody. I know this is, using up stamina and fatigue, but one good thing is that these Southron skirmishers, I think, are a little faster than the other units because of their height. Same thing with the Southron champions. Okay, their general unit is actually a unit of footmen of Harad. Right, all these guys, I'm gonna... Okay, all right, they're going for the hills. Shoot, shoot, shoot. All right, we gotta run after them. They're gonna get back to the city because the border's right there. So there's no chance at this point. We may nope, just missed them. All right, we're gonna get a few shots in. Bummer. Well, at least that was a clear victory. We took out a family member. And those 3 units are going to retreat inside the settlement. So this is going to be a more typical siege, and then we'll see what the Haradrim have to bring up for a reinforcement. So we already know that there are some guys gathering down here near Athendad. And they might be able to reach us next turn. All right, we've only got 1,300 in the bank, so I don't want to blow it on these mercenary Southron spears. Because I think we can take this settlement with just the units that we have. Well, let's send our scout westward. Yeah, these armies might be able to hit us. Okay, yep. So we're starting to get a sense of what we're going to be in for. Let's see what we got here. Yep, Swords of Harad. This is a dangerous unit, as we know. More Swords of Harad, but a lot of footmen and a lot of plainsmen skirmishers, so this is pretty low-tier stuff. But we've got, let's say we do take Akas Anabon, and then we have to defend it. We're going to be defending it against the production capability of something like 4 cities right within here. We've got Habad, we've got Athendad, we've got, I think it's Karis Nan right about here, and then we've got Umbar itself right here. We also have a couple of forts nearby, which can produce very low-tier units, although I don't think the AI does that very much. Their population is very low in those forts. And then there's Anumbar, which is over here on the peninsula. So there's really 5 provinces or 5 cities and a few fortifications that Harad can draw from, in addition to which we are leaving on purpose because we want it to be a buffer between us and Harandor. One of the things that is going differently in this campaign from what I've experienced in the past is that Harandor is not bothering with Harad, and vice versa, right? We are allied with Harandor, which is great, but typically they get in trouble with Harad. They go to war with them at some point. And maybe I just hit Harad too early, or Harad hit me too early, but Harandor went north and started attacking Adunabar. So that is going to change a little bit. On the one hand, it might make things a little easier for us because Harandor is actually a very dangerous enemy too. And if they start getting into this theater and growing, they've got 5 cities here, and they've got really good units, quite comparable to our own in a lot of ways. So that could be an issue. Okay, Karasagar, here's our new settlement. The development in the east is Khand. What is Khand going to do? And it looks like they're going to be nosing around Athen Karis. Let's just check our income again. All right, we're losing a little bit. We're shadowing them now. We're neutral with them. I believe we are trading. Yeah. So at least we're getting a little bit of money off of sharing the border here. But I think we're going to be at war pretty soon. And we need to save up a little bit of money to get the provincial development going in Karis Agar. Karenbad, we are building control posts, so we'll have a bit of military here. And we may need to send this army out, actually, to help defend Adabara, and maybe even get some reinforcements over here. But, you know, we've got to see how all this is going to go. In this, okay, we've got a fort, which is one of these temporary camps, they're called in the mod. Kind of a death trap for units that are defending it. So if we had more archers, or any archers at all, I might consider trying to get them, but we are low on archers. And we're low on funds, really. Alright, well, we're working on that. I guess we'll just end the season. And they've gone further in. This, oh gosh. This might be worth doing. They've got a lot of cav.
My liege. Orders?
And if I can surround them and then they have to sally out. I mean, I don't have a lot of units is the problem. Let's see what mercenaries look like. Okay, we got one here. We got a spear. I might be tempted to pick them up. Okay, so let's leave the footmen and see if that... Okay, public order looks fine. And we'll also send the spy west to check for reinforcements. Alright, it doesn't look like anybody's coming.
Sire! Forward!
Alright, I don't know if we can quite besiege it. We can, okay. So we'll just queue this up, and there's more mercs here, but they're Southron spears. Alright, they get a kind of a hefty upkeep for what they are. We're still projected to make some money. This is 2 family members. And the nice thing about besieging these camps is that it's just a flat 3 turns for starvation. No matter the garrison size, it's just 3 seasons. So, you know, we might get lucky. They might just sit here. And even if they sally, they're going to be sallying out of a dinky fort with hardly... I don't know if they even have, like, arrow towers. So we could pretty much rush them as their cavalry is trying to file out and get formed up. So, yeah, let's go for a couple of these guys. I don't know that I want to spend more than that. Yep, we'll leave ourselves with a tiny bit of income. And that means we're going to have to wait on this. We need 6,500. Okay, we've got an inept governor there. I mean, this guy I should probably bring over. He's an adept governor. He's intelligent and he's seasoned, so he's kind of old. And you are the heir. And this guy, I think, is pretty young. Yeah, new come to manhood. Okay, so we'll swap these out. We'll put the ruler here, even though it feels a little risky. But he's not going to be around much longer anyway. And we'll just get right next to this Khandian army. And we're keeping our eyes out over here. If I had a little bit more cash, I'd like to get a watchtower, like right about here. Just so I could keep an eye on what's coming downhill. Maybe one good thing is that this province is still in the hands of the rebels. Not much for garrison. But because of that, Khan may want to take this out before they hit me. So maybe that's going to give me a little bit of time. Oh, we lost a nobleman? Whoa, damn, okay. Wow. Okay, and the coming of age is this guy. Okay, he literally just came of age this turn. So we lost one of our generals. That's terrible. All right, so here's where we got to decide. Do we rush into Akasanaban and take it before they hit us, knowing that we're going to immediately have to turn around and defend it against really big armies? Or do we want to, like,
None shall see me.
Play coy for a little bit? Yeah, I don't like this. Too many swords.
Unseen, unheard.
Yeah, okay, this looks a lot more manageable. 3 swords in this army. And the swords, again, it's the problem is more the javelins that they throw. They're just very deadly. There's that rogue. Look at this guy. Okay, so he is pretty much untouchable. I think we may have an assassin of our own. Yeah, we get a rogue. He's not going to be able to deal with this. All right, what is he doing? Oh, we were going to check this out to get it back on the map. Okay. All right, that's good. There's a big army outside of Naur Imloth, but they're still just standing there. I think this army could probably take it. And we've got archers to feed into that army as well. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Feeling okay about the Eastern Front. Feeling good about this. We'll be able to take these guys out. And maybe we're going to have to take Ur. And they also have Parchareb, but I think this is a pretty weak settlement for Harad. At least initially. They need to develop it a lot. So maybe we take Ur and just live with the fact that we're possibly going to be you know, at war with Harandor. But we take out this fort if we can. Maybe we move west and take Ur just to relieve a bit of that pressure. And give ourselves a bit of income for a little while. And I think we need to pull out of here. Because look at this. They got archers. We've got one archer unit, and they've got two. We got some good cav, and we just lost a family member, and there's an assassin still on the loose. So maybe we want to move around. Like, let's just... Well, okay, no, I don't want to do that. We're going to maintain the siege. Because I know these are... It's a sword, it's a spear, it's a footman. And I'd love to get the hosting halls, because we could destroy it and make some good money, and then get the Mumakil training grounds. But I don't think the city streets are going to benefit this kind of army when we're going to have to face not cavalry, but a lot of infantry. So we want to have a bit more room to skirmish, and we want to choose our fights, right? And this guy is he's an okay commander. He's adept. Man of the desert, that gives him bonus to movement points. Alright, so maybe we want to kind of move south. It's such a big leap, though, moving west, because look at the distance between Adabara and Athendad. This is just huge. And even Ur to Akas Anabon is quite, you know, it's like several turns of travel, which is cool. It really makes us feel different, like you're moving into a very different theater over here. So I think we gotta be careful about this, and maybe see if we can get somewhere clever. Like we fade back towards Ur. Because it looks like this army might want to hit us. And in certain circumstances, I could face them. Let's see. They're over here. Ooh, I'd like to take out these guys, but I can't without them showing up as reinforcements. Alright, let's go into the woods here. Yep.
The siege is broken. Ready to ambush.
Okay, they might be able to hit us, but at that point we could withdraw. And I don't think they'd be able to follow. So I think that's what we will do. We're waiting for control posts. Oh no, the assassin followed us. Alright, what do we got? Damn! Yeah, that's 2 generals. I guess I should have moved my spy in there into, you know, protect the army. Alright, now we got no family members here. Alright, maybe time to look at our family tree. Okay, and Khan has attacked us. Alright. Let's see how that looks. Yes, they've besieged Athencaris. Okay, and they're leaving, they're forcing us to move over to, you know, away from Karasagar. Now, in here we've got 4 archers and 1 desert footman unit. And they've got nomadic watchmen. I think this is a pretty weak army.
Orders.
They still don't have the rebel settlement here. I think what I might do is maybe pull away from Athencaris. We've got big walls. We've got 4 archers. And if we move into their territory, that may get their attention. Okay, yeah, we can start to see a bit more. They've got cav and horse archers. We've got 4 desert archers here. Again, full unit. Full units, as well as a lot of skirmishers, a couple of family members. Let's do it. Let's get a little bit closer. Okay, we got a lot more info here. Yeah, this is not a bad army. Not much cav at all. These 2 guys are the Lancer cav, and they've got 2 horse archers, And then they've got their bodyguard, which is Dragon Guard. So this is just melee. They are intimidating, but they're pretty decent targets for our bodyguard units to take out.
Orders.
So I'm feeling pretty strong
Forward. Out of moves, great lord.
compared to them. And let's see, they're probably going to group up and try to hit me because now I'm in their territory. If I wanted to, I could hire some horse archers here. The cost is actually not too bad. Let's see what my income is. 986. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And they don't have a lot, you know. So if I can use these guys carefully, maybe they will be helpful. Okay, and they're not doing anything here either. This army may want to move over to Karen Bad to besiege it.
My liege.
We get 2 turns, so what do I want to do? I think I'm going to stick there. I don't think anyone else is coming, but let's move the spy. Yeah, I don't think so. So maybe we'll get hit, but I don't think that little army could reach me. Alright, but we got to move these guys back. Now, if we attacked here, this probably would be a situation where the armies would stick around and fight, but I don't think I would have a very good chance of winning. I mean, just look at my forces. So we're going to move back towards Garrison's pretty weak. And again, maybe that'll have the benefit of pulling that little army back to defend But yeah, okay, here's Harandor. Alright, so they want to get involved. Good, maybe they will help us. And even if they do take even if Harandor does, there will still be this province next to them that they could take, and I would be okay with that, at least for a little while. But I need to get this before Harandor, because if Harandor takes it, I think they're going to destroy the Mumikil training grounds. Alright, so we're not defending Athenkaris. Harad is sending us a demand for overlordship. You know, you could do some stuff here where you can counter and ask for a ton of money, and then break the deal. I'm not going to do that. Okay, they didn't attack me, though. Okay, check it out. Harandor has arrived. Yep. And Khan is allied with Harad. Okay, that's fine. Alright, great. Okay, I'm just going to leave them to do this. I'm going to keep my spies around. Alright, this is 1 season, so I'm going to wait. That's going to fall next year, or they're going to sally. Get a new court member. Okay, yep, and he is now the Lord. That's fine. Okay. And money's not doing too well. But let's check our family tree. I don't think there'll be too much information, but we do have a son coming of age at some point. He's the son of Elowahabi, who is now besieging that camp. And Elowahabi is fairly young, so we've got some time before his son comes of age. And then we've got a daughter as well of Umar, of Athenkaris, who is also youthful. But at some point she's going to be a marriage option. And there could be other members of, not the royal family, but sort of a cousins, if you will. There are other families that don't appear on the family tree because they're not like directly related. So some of those people may come of age. Alright, so yes, we have successfully pulled them away. Our guys took a little bit of attrition after that siege, but I don't think it's worth retraining them at this point. So, we've definitely got the attention of Khan. Now, we need some of these settlements for Victor, I believe. Actually, no, we need Akarn, which is their capital, which is, yeah, this one. Okay, so we don't need, technically, we don't need Anar Imloth, and it might be actually a good move to just leave this for them and go right for Akarn. or this. It's like they don't want to fight me. I mean, I could take Naur Imloth and trash it, like right now. But they would just take it right back. Let's see, the population is actually high. Okay, so we'll just sack. Let's do a sack. We're going to assault immediately, and Thandos of Lokond is defending. I don't think we know anything about him. Yeah, he's nobody special. He is a Variag of the tribe of the Spiked Fist, and he is the war chief, which gives him a little bit of command in this battle. But otherwise, he's got some Variag warriors, so this is a cool unit that the Kondians can train. I think it's at like the 3rd tier of the barracks. So good against armor, good armor themselves, good morale, but they are going to be like shooting fish in a barrel here. We've got arrows, we've got javelins, and they've got nothing. They're just sitting inside the settlement. Naur Imloth is like kind of a trap for everyone in the area. It's important for Khan to take eventually because it's a homeland for them. It lets them train their high-tier stuff. But it's relatively poor. So I never feel like really taking it. Right, here's the archers. We're just going to go straight up here. And I imagine they're going to be formed up basically right there. Alright, swords are very, very weak. Okay, we've got horse archers. Okay, we'll just use these guys to kind of push them back. And then here's my good cavalry. I guess we may as well keep them here with the general here to go in either direction. Alright, they're not actually defending. Well, that's right. There's hardly any of them. Okay. I get into the battle and immediately forget what the army composition is for the AI. Alright, so we can just do this because they've got no ranged. Did we actually lose some to friendly fire? Yeah. Get a few shots. Alright, that got their attention. Took out a couple of them anyway. Don't use skirmish. I want you to stay here and just throw javelins. Alright, let's hit them with our family member. This is the very new family member, and they're routing. Nice. Alright. So back up to the plaza, and let's take like a couple of archers. Alright, we've got them marching towards us. Very cool little model. This is based on the Huskarls from Viking Invasion 2. So kind of fitting, right, for Khan as the, you know, the Variag, the Varangian, if you will. Kind of mercenary Northmen as we're imagining them. Not all of Khan, of course, has that that tradition, but these guys do. In fact, they got a cool little Description: from some lost land in the distant north, their forefathers came to bring war and fire and fear to the enemies of the chieftains of Khand. Once counted among the Northmen, the ancestors of the Variags joined with the Easterlings for the furtherance of feuds among their own people, and then carved for themselves a new life as warriors for hire in the wild lands of the east. Eventually they settled in Khand and there maintained their customs and traditions somewhat apart from the natives of that region. It is not out of love or friendship that these Variags march to battle, but from loyalty to the coin provided by Khandian paymasters. And the chieftains of Khand pay them well, especially the Variag warriors, whose lust for battle is renowned, and whose great axes and mail-covered visages are feared even in the far west. These dark armored axemen are often found in the vanguard of a Khandian host, and such is their renown that these Variags have been given the honor of bearing a stylized Khandian topknot upon their strong helms. Even should the battle go ill and their comrades lie fallen all about them, the Variag warriors can be expected to fight on, cutting down foes until the last strength leaves their arms and the last breath is bellowed from their chests. Alright. But sometimes they just get shot down like chumps too, so that didn't make it into the description. Alright, let's pull the horse archers back up. We just gotta do this constant back and forth. Alright, we'll just end it there. And we get Naur Imloth, and, you know, I'm kind of curious what they're going to do now, because this means we don't border, or Khand does not border our capital anymore. So we could kind of just sit here. I think what I want to do is trash it. Just absolutely destroy the population. We could send some people to another province, but I don't actually think we have anyone. Well, Karasagar. We could send them to Karasagar. Maybe that would make sense. Yeah, let's do that. That's the only place that has a governor right now. Yeah, Anorlith doesn't. And Karenbad doesn't because he is out besieging the camp. So we'll get some exiles, some unwilling exiles out of Naur Imloth. And we'll destroy the Homeland Dominion. That's a nice little boost for us. And what's the population again? 814. All right, and it's falling, so that's good. I think I'm going to stick here with the army. If they attack, we've got a decent force to repel them. Lots of arrows, lots of javelins, and I don't think they've got anything super strong. We took out one of their family members. A lot of the rest of this is like axemen. And even if it was horse archers, this would be a pretty decent position. So hopefully they will not attack Karasagar, because that would be a disaster. And hopefully instead they will try to hit Naur Imloth or withdraw completely. Now because of that, I could move these archers up.
Sire,
So let's just, in the interest of that,
sire, my liege. Forward,
let's move two of them over here.
defeated, mighty lord. Move out.
And train another couple. And maybe next turn we'll be able to develop Fiefdom Dominion, which is now a lot less, 6,000 instead of 6,500. So he must have gotten the lordship, but he's still not attuned. So that's going to be even better. Okay, so the big question, will we be able to take the camp, or will they sally? And what do I do with this army now? I don't want to go for at this point. I think we need to bring these guys back because I'm a little concerned about Adabara. I don't know that we could defend it. So I want to move them down here. And we want to hopefully take this and then be able to move at least the general back this way. Let's go. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is not the best army, but it's big enough that I think we would really struggle. So we're going to need some reinforcements from up there. All right, there's our spy coming back, and we've got a sally battle. All right, I'm going to make a save here. I forgot to do that before. And I'm a little concerned with how this sally is going to go. It's not a settlement. So I don't know if it's going to cause like a crash if, you know, in a sally. Like it sometimes does, right? Like when you do a settlement and they sally out. We got 3 family members. We get some good cav, and they do have an archer inside. This is all about just killing them. I don't really particularly care about this camp. And pretty soon it's going to be on Harandorian land, I would assume. So we've got to keep our general alive so that the assassin can kill him in a couple of turns. All right, and this is a sally, so we've got to rush everybody up. We don't have any archers. Rush, rush, rush. Yeah, look at the towers are at the corner. Are these just archers? Alright, let's just throw all of our guys in at them then. And we're going to hit their plainsman skirmishers too. That's okay. Okay, they're bringing their heavy hitters around the side, so it is going to be a little annoying, but they're bringing some guys out. Alright, don't skirmish anymore. We've got 2 sword units. Ah, Swords of Harad right there. Okay. Harad Riders. These are the weakest cavalry. Still good to take out. Okay, some more just bits and pieces of skirmishers. All right, let's actually focus on the Scarlet Shields. They're hanging back, which is fine. This is all light cav. Here comes some heavier cav, horsemen of the Harnan. Their bodyguard is still hanging back on that end. We might be able to force our way in, which would be nice. We've taken out a couple of... just one, maybe. Alright, so we're not... Alright, our general is involved. Shoot. This is Harad Riders. Alright, yeah. Here comes their general, though. Alright, let's, Gotta get over here, I guess. We're gonna be under fire from those, this puny corner tower. I guess this is where we're going to be fighting. Okay. At least the Scarlet Shields are hanging back. Alright, good. Okay. I think this looks better. Alright, but we gotta... not lose. Serpent Black. So there's actually several of these bodyguard units, and they're going to be annoying the whole time because they're ranged. So we might be able to catch them, but we're going to be under fire. we just lost a few. Alright, good. He's routing. Let's keep it up. That's one enemy commander down, and the Scarlet Shields are fighting for the gate. Right, we've still got the skirmishers there, and some more skirmishers here. Let's send them up. Okay, we should probably just pull back here and take out these guys. If we can get inside... Just follow them in, follow them in. Alright, let's send the mercenaries that way. Alright, can we get in? Can we get in? Yes! We're gonna own this gate. Alright, that's unfortunate. We're gonna lose those spearmen. Alright, let's get in. Alright, Scarlet Shield's 35 still. Alright, and these guys are actually fighting a lot better than I thought. But still, there's a lot of men here. 22 and 22. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, we are still throwing 30 men in the Scarlet Shields. Okay. Now they're gonna, if they want to come in, they're gonna have to, you know, come in. Let's see if we can seize the gate. I don't know if we can. Alright, with the Plainsman skirmishers. Because they shouldn't... Okay, they do own that. That's interesting. Alright, turn back. It's very, very messy. Now we're inside. We're at the mercy of the pathfinding. Alright, down to 24 men. Just keep throwing javelins. Ignore everything else. 23. We took out another one. That's good. We're going to be losing the skirmishers there. We're attacking their skirmishers with our horsemen of Far Harad. And then we'll charge them in here. Alright, Scarlet Shields are following following my skirmishers and getting tired out. Let's see if we can take any of them out. Probably not. Alright, so it's 18 and 20. Losing heavily and wavering. Now this, actually I think this is their plaza, basically, so we're going to have to kill them. We will not be able to... push them into a rout. You can see the little flags all the way around. So maybe that's why we can't really capture these gates. Alright, down to 10 men. Down to 1 here. Okay, this is great. 6 and 1. My guys are very tired too. And we're gonna have to fight some Swords of Harad and some Scarlet Shields. Okay, we took out another enemy commander. Now it's just their overall general. Let's do one more cycle charge with our horsemen of Far Harad. Nice. Okay, let's move over here. I guess we don't need to rush, actually. They're going to come through the gate anyway. We'll try to catch them as they're rounding a corner so that they can't build up into a charge.
Swordsmen, spearmen, spearmen. Units, move out. Swordsmen. March. Skirmishers. Move out. Horsemen. March. Bodyguard. March. Mercenaries.
All right, they're marching, not charging. And my guys are moving very slowly. Alright. We're actually killing some of them, though. Alright, let's take out some of those swordsmen. And now halt, actually. I don't want them to charge through. May as well use all the mercenaries. Yeah, I thought this would be a much easier fight. But I don't have any archers, so, you know, I don't know exactly what I was thinking there. If I had, like, 3 red sand archers, that would be great. Alright, we could just stand back and shoot them all inside here. We would have taken out a lot more of the Scarlet Shields by now. But they're down to just 2. And the Swords of Harad. I think I want to leave my own swordsmen back for now. Again, we'll use the mercs. And use my cavalry to charge a bit, although we're gonna, as you can see, yeah, take losses. Alright, Scarlet Shields are gone. Pull them back when they're no longer charging. I think we only took out 1 guy. But they're going to be winning because they're fighting spearmen. Again, this is not for a settlement, right? Like, and I don't really care about keeping this fort. This is just about killing these guys. Now, on the one hand, you know, maybe I should have get all sparkly there, getting his XP. Maybe I should have just pulled the siege away, preserved my army, and sent it down into the southwest to help out, you know, defending my settlement there. Because Harandor is in the region now, and they would have had to deal with these guys. But Harad does have a lot of armies, you know, so I think it is good to take them out. Alright, let's just let's send the general around. Alright. Very nice. And just 7. I think we'll just leave them in here. General doesn't look like he's in too much danger. Oh yeah, he's just laying about him. That's great. It's crazy to me that this is the game that got these little battles just the best. It just got it perfect. And is the first 3D, like fully 3D Total War game, right? Obviously, there's sprites in Medieval and Shogun 1, and I love those games. But if you want to zoom in and watch the little guys fight, this is the best game for that. I don't care how good the units look in, like, you know, Attila and, you know, whatever else has come out since then. Thrones of Britannia, the units look wonderful. The battles look like garbage. It is very difficult to follow along and get a sense of any kind of realistic matchups. I don't know what it is. Okay, yes, we are being attacked in Naur Imloth, and we are probably going to be immediately attacked. Awesome. All right, this will be great for us. It should be a really, really easy way for us to eliminate a bunch of guys. Now, because I just got that settlement, let's go ahead and make a new save here. And we're going to defend against Lieutenant Alwar. Then we'll see if they're going to throw anything else at us. It doesn't look like they have any family members in the region. But we take a few of these armies out, and then we could actually think about going north, you know? Like, they don't have that other rebel settlement off to the east a little bit. They don't have that. So we could just push up to Akarn next, which would be kind of crazy. Now, we got no walls, but they got no archers. Okay, they do have this unit. Foot archers, a unit of horse archers, and an under-strength unit of horse archers. A couple of these Variag riders, and one of them is their general, actually. Now, these can be a very effective unit. The AI tends not to charge with them very well, but there are enough of them that this could be a problem, so I'm a little concerned about them. And, of course, the archers. Everything else is not a concern. The horse archers, not worried about. So let's see. How are they going to come up here? All right, it's kind of an annoying layout to defend, actually. I'm not sure if they're going to go for this path or this one. Let's assume this one. Oh, and
Units forward. Units march.
because I've got two horse archers, I could just send them both over there. And maybe we'll leave like the infantry guys just back.
Units forward.
Okay, I think that's everything. Yeah, I think they're gonna go up the way I want them to. Alright, good. We're pulling them over here. Variag riders might catch me, actually. Well, easy come, easy go. They'll just skirmish away. We'll kill a bunch of them. And tire them out. And this unit is almost already depleted. Gotta watch out for the edge of the map. They knew I took it off manual. They put it on manual. That I put it on manual skirmish, and so that's why they're going after me. They know sooner or later this human player is going to drop attention.
Mounted archers. Stand and fight.
Alright, let's put them both on manual, and I will focus on it. They're down to 24. 22. I think if they get close enough to charge, they could catch me. Yeah, they're gone.
General is the perfect enemy. He does not stand but runs away.
All right, should be able to take him out, but that's all of my ammunition. There we go.
Enemy general has been killed. Now we will see the measure
Let's
of
go this way.
courage.
We'll focus on that guy. And that's the only other, like, Lancer cav, so it's the rest of this is horse archers, which we should be able to deal with our own footmen. And now that we're not facing those Variag riders, I'm a little feeling a lot better about getting my generals into the fight. Yeah, he is going to try to sneak around. But he's already a very depleted unit. Now, it's interesting that this says building Principality of Far Harad. That's because I've owned it for like a couple of turns. Oh yeah, watch that charge. Look at that. Look at that speed. They almost had me. But we're out of ammo now. Alright, so we'll just have to try to follow them. Hope to catch them by the time we get up to the border. At least maybe delay the impact until we get slightly up this hill. And then turn around. Alright, let's go. We're utterly tired, but we do outnumber them. And their general's killed. Great. Alright, archers are shooting, so now we gotta come back. Let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, this is bad for them. This is going to be very friendly fire heavy, though. Oh, so good. All right, so yeah, we're skirmishing. Actually, let's kind of take him off skirmish. Nice. Oh my gosh, yes. Here are my... Oh, I didn't bring you. Alright, let's just get down in the middle of it here. We probably are going to get more friendly fire kills than anything else. Nice. Alright, let's actually halt because we do still have a lot of arrows in the quivers. Probably no point chasing those step outriders. Yeah, let's go follow the Variag Axemen, and then we'll clean up what else comes out of the city here. Very nice victory there, and they didn't follow up, but it looks like they've got another general moving in. Yeah, this guy. Borthandos of Low Khand. He's just a noble, so he's not the heir. And they are moving towards Karasagar, so that's unfortunate. We're going to have to try to defend that, and we're not going to be able to get those archers there in time. So that's a decision for the next episode. Let's first check our news. Okay, nothing spectacular there. We've recruited some more archers in Athenkaris. And Karenbad has completed its control posts. Alright, and we did make money. So now we've got enough to start funding this development, which we've... Wow, this has saved us 2,000 by getting this guy to... Still not even attuned. But he is, he's just good. All right, so we'll hold off on it even longer, I think, especially since I don't know if we're going to hold it, sadly.
Orders?
I think the smart thing to do is put these archers back in Athencaris until we can be sure, that they can get somewhere safely. We're training a 6th unit down here, so this is going to feel very safe to me. Narimloth, I mean, maybe at this point I just withdraw and go in this direction to save Karas Agar
Orders,
and just leave this empty.
Captain.
Let's see, I can get there in 3 turns, which might be just enough time to save it. So I do that this turn, then they besiege it, and start building rams. Then next turn, I don't know, I can't remember if that's going to be enough time for me to get there. But yeah, let's do it. That's at least going to require them to, put an army back here. Maybe I want to go very high taxes. The public order is the same either way, so I may as well leave it low. And then, yeah, let's move up to a Karn. Let's see with our rogue here what they've got. All right, so they're training horse archers up here. Makes sense. We're not quite ready to move to a Karn yet, it turns out. They are moving a couple noblemen around. But I think with Athencaris, we will be able to hold out because they're going to take at least a turn to take Narimloth. And then they're probably going to take another turn or two before they start moving here. And I'm just hoping that we can defend Karas Agar. Let's maybe improve those odds. Oh, we get no mercs. Okay. Well, we'll just have to hope that we can hold out and have our forces get there in time. And here we can take a look at our victory over the camp in Upper Herodwaith. So we've got a few men left, but not a ton. But I think I can retrain mercenaries. Let's go all the way back into Carenbad. I don't really care about keeping that camp. Okay, we can get the Southron spears back. Yeah, let's do that. We can now train footmen of Harad levies. We may as well do that. They get a combat bonus in desert, which is fine. Because we want to go up the tree here in Carenbad. We're going to get our archers, our swords, our Southron skirmishers, but first we need to go for mustering fields. Yeah, that's going to get us our good guys. So since we're oh gosh, that's so expensive. 66.60. He's not attuned anymore. All right, so we'll wait a little bit before we actually develop that. And he's not a very good governor. But we'll at least retrain mercenaries.
Sire.
And yeah, we're going to have to give some thought to this. Now, my hope is that Harandor takes out and then Harad comes and maybe takes it back, and maybe even pushes into Harandor. I think that might be good because they would leave behind a relatively small garrison that I could then take, and I could have this as my buffer between Harandor and me, rather than this, which is a little awkward to leave. But they are moving troops towards my armies here.
Sire.
Yeah, let's go back. We're going to have to go back into the city. We can train some good stuff. So I think we may as well, right? It's not the best, but it'll have to do. And in the next episode, we're going to see if Harandor is able to take out the city of and they've got good units. Look at this. So, what is it? 3-4 units of Horsemen of the Harnan. They've got some of their Skirmisher Cav, which is nice. Although the AI doesn't maybe use it as good as the player. They've got a couple of Archers. Very good unit that we don't get. And another unit they have that we don't get, or anybody else really, is Harandor Armsmen. So, they've got some good stuff. And this could really change the balance of power in the region. So I'm looking forward to that. Hope you join me for the next episode. Take care until then.